Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Samurai 5.0. We're excited to be back again this week. And the purpose of Samurai 5.0 is to really introduce our community and our network to outstanding individuals over the course of 50 weeks. And we're well into that now. And we've got some really great guests. We've had some amazing information, some business transformations, some, revelations about how we're all getting through this crazy time in our world. And our goal really is to create inspiration, to show aspiring businesses and business owners that success is possible and can be created, although it has been a particularly bumpy, uncertain road lately. So I'm really happy to have Lucinda Watkins with us. And Lucinda has a business that we're going to talk about that has really made pivot. So I'm excited to have her share her story. So thank you so much, Lucinda, for joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and we always talk ahead of time with our guests, and we had a good chat the other day. And so you're in the coaching space. You're in health and wellness and in the coaching space. So tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from and specifically what you do.
Okay, I live in Olds, Alberta, so central Alberta, and I started out with health coaching, so really a nutrition coaching specific to weight loss, added on personal training, group fitness. I'm a certified yoga instructor, and somewhere in 2018, I added on being a hiking guide, and that has really been a fantastic add-on with all that I do.
No kidding. And, it's something like, were you thinking, did this come purely out of necessity because of what's been happening?
No, I actually, in 2018, I had the interview at the fitness center here in Olds. It's called CLC Fitness. It's attached to Olds College. And I was working as applying to be a personal trainer there. And they have a wonderful outdoor center right here in Olds. And one of the interview questions was like, what do you love about what we do? And I'm like, the outdoor center. Like my dream has been to be a hiking guide because I've always loved hiking. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yes. And it was one of those where it was like, start the car. She was like, training. We need a hiking guide. And I was like, it was like that dream job you didn't actually think would come true that came together for me.
That's really cool. And I've been to Olds. There's a I don't even know if it still exists, but there was a really well-renowned fashion school in Olds.
So that's attached with Olds College, and I think a part of that's moved to Calgary now.
Yeah, I remember that. I have worked in the fashion industry many years ago, and I remember doing consult there and doing a fashion show. I'm talking 20 years ago. So, but I remember thinking this is a really great facility. So that makes sense that that's where you found this connection, and they're looking for exactly what you were hoping to do. So isn't the universe amazing?
It really was. It blew me away. And it was like, I got the job as personal trainer, but the opportunity to be a hiking guide was it was amazing.
Yeah. There's something to be said there, Lucinda, because people often think, oh, I like this, or I'm good at this. And they think, nobody wants that. And you sort of keep it inside. Here you are, you mentioned it. What if you didn't? Right?
Right. Yeah.
You mentioned it. You have what they're looking for. You're an opportunity for them. They're an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, how long then have you been in the coaching space?
So I've had my little company for 6 years now, maybe just over 6 years. So I've been doing that health and wellness kind of thing, and then just added on those other aspects to it as I've gone along.
Okay. So, I mean, lots of changes. You probably wouldn't be exactly where you are now. 6 years ago, you wouldn't see yourself completely pivoting in this direction, but hey, you're able to do that. So it's perfect. So Lucinda, what makes you different from any other coach? There's lots of coaches.
So I became a health coach and wanted to help people with weight loss because I had been on my own journey. I had been overweight and sick and unhealthy, and I also hated exercise. So I have a whole lot of empathy for people with the struggles with weight, with the struggles with sugar, all of the things. And so I do have some empathy there. And I didn't start really formally exercising till I was in my 30s and actually like going to the gym and doing exercise. So I'm a big believer in, I always tell people, don't pick the exercises you hate. Choose the stuff that you love. And so when somebody says like, hey, I just really hate cardio or whatever, I really hate HIIT fit or one, you know, those things, I have a lot of empathy that it's like, I get it. Let's find something you love and you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
And why that isn't more common is mind-boggling, because you do hear it all the time. I hate X, but I'm doing it. There's
Yeah.
so many other things that you can incorporate. So that's really great. And coming from experience with your own, you know, weight loss challenges and working your way through that. So I think that's awesome that you're able to help people through understanding and empathy. It helps it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you say you love most about what you do?
Well, so I have pivoted, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that, but I'm doing a lot more of the guiding hikes. And last year I really ramped that up and did a lot more of the hiking. And you know what I love is people came out for connection. We are so disconnected. We are being told it's healthy to stay disconnected, and connecting people and those friendships that happened out on the hiking trail, and overcoming some of the fears of going outside or going into the mountains, really empowering people that that's possible and fun. All of those things I love about it. I love seeing people connected. I love them being empowered to get outside and go to the mountains and really feel good about that and safe about that. So that it lights me up. It lights me up and I've got a group of ladies and we just laugh and have a good time and new friendships are born. It inspires me.
I bet. I want to come. I want to join you on one of those, and I can just hear and feel the passion and the love for what you do. And here's a perfect example of what you just talked about previously. Doing something that you like, and maybe there's some fear around people going on a official hike, but it's great exercise. It's great to be out in nature, the connection, and you're doing something, right? So. It ticks all of those boxes. So what are some of the challenges that you've had to face? Many of us have had to face. I mean, your industry has been hit particularly hard. So specifically, what has that been like for you?
Yeah, so last spring was hard. There was some blows to the industry for sure. Fitness centers shut down. I stopped doing personal training and group fitness. They even shut down the hiking trails. So last spring, it was like shut down, and lost the role of I was the kind of a programmer for recreation at the fitness center. And all of those things kind of hit hard. And I had to make some hard decisions about what I was going to do. And it was like, okay, what of all the things that I do, what of all my hats that I can do? And I just ramped up the guiding the hikes. I added more in. I added in snowshoeing trips for the winter. I hadn't done winter stuff before that because I was like, oh, cold, that seems miserable. And just had a great winter. So really kind of pivoted what I was doing, and I'm continuing with that pivot. So I'm adding on more stuff this spring. I'm adding on backpacking trips. So I'm going to be able to take people on overnights, beginner and intermediate. And the beginners like never done it before, help them with hands-on. And a little bit more challenging stuff too. So I'm adding those in. They're just coming right up. So I'm excited about that. And I've added on, with that, I've got quite a bit of the backpacking equipment that my hikers will be able to use. And I'm going to add that on as a service so that I can rent it out. There's really nowhere to rent backpacking equipment in central Alberta. And like I said, I work close with CLC Fitness Outdoor Center, and they have some of that outdoor stuff, paddle boards and kayaks. But I'm adding on some of that backpacking stuff to be able to kind of work together and have that as a rental here in central Alberta.
Brilliant. And I'm glad that you mentioned snowshoeing, because obviously we're not thinking about snowshoeing now, but I certainly saw it grow in popularity. I saw lots of my friends posting, first time they've ever gone snowshoeing, and it was fun. And that is great exercise.
Absolutely. And that is happening. More and more Albertans are staying in Alberta because that's what we're encouraged to do. And they're going and doing some of these things they've never done before in our beautiful backyard. That's the mountains. And I think it's
great bonus. I think that's fantastic too. And I mean, I'm seeing people posting campsites are already full and all this kinds of stuff. So it has really grown and surged, staying in our backyard and staycationing. We have so much right here at our, at our doorstep. So talk about what it takes for you to persevere through 12 plus months of exactly what you just described. I mean, were there moments that you felt like throwing in the towel?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
There's been moments where I'm like, I'm just gonna quit because everything shut down. And you know what? I let go of the personal training aspect of my business, just with gyms open and close and open and close. And that really hard times doing that. So yes, there's been moments where I was gonna quit it all. And I'm like, I need a job that's pandemic proof. I'm gonna apply at the grocery store. So I have those, it's like, I tell people it's a roller coaster. I've had those moments where it's like, okay, one more thing, or one more close down, or one more thing we're not allowed to do, and has really been an impact to the business. And I've just learned to kind of keep going and pivot, right? There's got to be some of what jobs that I do that I am allowed to do.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, good for you.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
long haul because, like you say, it was just one blow after another, and just open up again and back,
Yeah.
back closed again. Many businesses. So good for you because I think this is shaping up to be a really great long-term business for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think this is going away.
Yeah,
Um,
you know what? People are just loving coming out and going hiking and embracing it. So I see it sticking around for sure.
Yeah, very cool. So, what advice would you give, Lucinda, to aspiring, specifically health and wellness professionals that are thinking about maybe they're in it, maybe they're thinking about getting into it? What would you say to them?
Um, my experience has been to diversify. So don't choose just one thing that you want to do. And I have like those few different streams to kind of keep
Yeah.
me. I like being busy. So I have those different streams and different trainings that all tie together and that I can do together. So definitely diversify your skill set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
and you're right because often in that something will hit that you weren't expecting. So yeah, don't
Yeah.
close yourself in too small of a box. Um,
Hmm.
within what you want to offer and to share.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how important it is. It's always important, but particularly now, to look after our health,
Mhm.
physical health, mental health. I mean, it's such a priority. And why do people um, find it so difficult?
You know what? Through the last year, it has been difficult because when we're in a state of stress, you let go of some of those things that you should be doing when you're in a state of stress. So I always say we are complicated house plants. We need sunshine and we need water. And if there's one thing you can do to take care of your health, and you're finding your mental health is low, get some sunshine and drink your water. I think those are two important things. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to do exercise you hate. It's just really taking care of our mental health, as well as our physical health too. So find some of those things that you love to do.
Yeah, that's great
Yeah.
advice. And I love the analogy that we're houseplants.
Your
That really
houseplants.
simplifies it,
Yeah.
movement, sunshine, and water. And all of those things, you know what? You can do.
Yeah.
There's but you're right, we get stressed and we stop the thing we need to do more. It's a funny thing, but when you start feeling better, everything gets better, right? And the sort
Yeah.
of light at the end of the tunnel, you can see brighter and all of those things. So then would you say those are your three key takeaways real quick that, the houseplant movement of any kind, but I really like that you're focusing on and reiterating, do something you like
Mhm.
find something you like. And maybe you got to try a few different things before you realize I tried paddleboarding last year for the first time and I absolutely love it.
So much fun. And
And
sometimes those things feel uncomfortable at first and it feels outside of our comfort zone. I find this with hikers all the time. There's a lot of fears. What about this? What about that? What about bears? What about peeing in the wood? And then they come on a hike
yeah,
and they fall in love with it. So sometimes there's some fear and sometimes it feels outside of your comfort zone a little bit, but
yeah,
absolutely give some of those things a try. Like you said, paddleboarding's awesome.
yeah.
Give some of those things a try and you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah, really, really fun. I mean, I encourage people to do that too, and at any age. And you know, let's pack Lucinda's schedule and make her busier than ever with all of the things that she offers. So here's a fun question I like to ask people when I have them on as guests. What is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
I have two things. So a lot of people are surprised that I am a hiking guide and live in Olds because we don't have any mountains out here. We got a whole lot of farms.
Yeah.
So that's, some people are surprised by that because the hiking guides don't live in central Alberta. And I've had a few people be like, why aren't you in Canmore? I'm in Olds. So that's my first one. My second one is I'm actually scared of heights. So I am a hiking guide who's terrified of heights, for real. And I went on a trip a few years back to Utah to Angel's Landing and did that hike, which is scary, and really felt like I overcame some of that. But I have my moments where I'm scared of heights for sure.
Yeah, that is funny. I mean,
Yeah.
who would think that? But here you are doing it.
Here I am.
Just despite your fears. So, Lucinda, what's next? I mean, I think we kind of talked about that. We are going to do the rentals. You're going to continue doing the hikes, and this will take you right through. And then you're in snowshoeing season. So that's kind of what's next for you. Just expanding on more good stuff you're doing.
Yeah, coming up in June is when early June is when I'm releasing those backpacking trips. And hopefully that's around the same time I'll be renting out the equipment. So that is what's coming up for sure. And I plan on hiking all the way through the fall. We had a beautiful fall last winter, and I'm hoping that it's really nice again. So yeah, right through the fall, I usually have a little slow season before, you know, in between, we can call it hiking and snowshoeing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer and hoping for some restrictions to lift, and gonna just get out there and do as much hiking as I can.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I am cheering you on, and I'm serious about coming and joining you on one of those. I think that'll be really fun. So we'll touch base offline on that. But so where can people find you to book something with you or get more information?
I'm easy to find. I am Coaching with Lucinda on Facebook, and I have a hiking group that's Hiking with Lucinda on Facebook. My website's coachingwithlucinda.com. And I'm Coaching with Lucinda on Instagram. I post some of the fantastic photos that I take out hiking on there. So easy to find, Coaching with Lucinda.
Very good. Well, I will definitely follow you back because I'd look forward to seeing some of that stuff. And we're looking forward to seeing, you know, how the next few months goes for all of us. And we certainly encourage people to get out and take care of their physical and mental health, and what Lucinda has to offer here for everybody is really, really great way for us in Alberta to get out and do that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. It was a real pleasure getting to know you a little bit and chatting with you and sharing your business with us. And
thank you.
And your passion. So
yes.
Thanks everybody for joining us, and we will be back next week, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.